Hopefully you guys can hear me. So I'm just going to start. Oh, yes, wonderful. I'm live. So, hi everyone, I'm Alexis from AuraLuxe Professional. In this video, I'm going to show you the bits included in your e-file kit. So if you purchase an e-file kit from us at AuraLuxe, you will receive an e-file machine like this beauty, and you will receive a carbide bit kit and a diamond bit kit. I'm afraid I didn't bring my diamond bit kit here, so I'm going to have to show you some very bad ones. But you'll still get the idea. So, and then I can post some photos of them later on. So just to start off, this is important because safe e-file work starts with understanding your bits properly. A bit should never be used just because it came in the kit, like these bad boys really are bad. And a bit, obviously, what the most important part that you should know is what the bit is called, what the material is, what it is mainly used for, and what it should not be used for. In this kit, the bits are mainly divided into carbide or ceramic style product removal bits on one side, diamond prep bits on the other side, and sanding bands with mandrel. So I'm going to briefly explain the color bands because those will help indicate grit or coarseness. So important note about color bands though, before we start, it's important to remember that color bands are guide only. You can't actually always go by the color bands, unfortunately. So I'm going to just go and show you what I mean by the color bands for Stylix bits, because we actually use the Stylix e-file bit range because they are amazing. So I'll just show you my screen there now. Share my screen. So select a window. So I want to show you the entire screen, I guess. Hello. Okay. Oh, that's so weird. So if I just was to open up my screen here, you should be able to see. So with the carbide nail drill bit, you can see this is a blue label on it. And if I was to go back here, you can see some of these. They have red little bits on them. This would be another example, red and blue. And there is so many different colors. So this would be the main, I suppose, color code. So for Stylix, super fine crosscut, fine crosscut, standard crosscut, coarse crosscut, crosswise cut. What does all of that mean? Well, there is a guide which I can show you guys later on, which covers what all their colors mean. For example, if I was to click on this image, you'd see they have blue, green, and red. You might even look at the pink in the photo. Oh, this actually is pink. Sorry, they have a pink one, a red one, a turquoise one, and a blue. So the light pink is lighter than the red is lighter than the turquoise, and the turquoise is lighter than the blue. And so essentially that's what that means. I'm going to stop screen sharing now so you don't get dizzy. And this is really important because even though you may not always go by, like blue is, not blue is not the same grit for every brand, at least you know when you are choosing a brand to ensure that you get the right information about what they recommend it being used for. So you should still understand the bit shape and the material and its intended use. So the larger bits that you have will be more for product removal and reduction bits. And these are mainly used for reducing gel polish, reducing builder gel, reducing bulk or enhancement product, or refining the product surface where appropriate. These are not the bits you would normally use for delicate cuticle prep. So again, I just want to show you the bits that we use, as I was talking about, for product removal. So if I'll just go into the carbide bits and I'll show you here. So we have a few of them. I'll just make that a little bit bigger. Oh no, I can't. Thinking I can make that bigger on my screen. So I'll just share my screen with you again. Why is it saying not now? Hold on a second. Select entire screen, allow. Okay, so here you can see on the Stolix website, there is a good few bits. There is the pine cone. There is, I suppose you just call that a triangle. There's different names for them. This particular one is a cone. Sorry, a cone, a cone, a cone. That's a pine cone. This one is a corn. Um, this one is a corn as well. And this one is a flame corn. So you can get the idea. These are all used for different things, but they also have different sizes and lengths and widths. So on the website, it will tell you what it's used for: correction of extended nails, preparation of extensions of artificial nails, or correction of the nail plate. It will tell you what you can use it for in pedicure. It will tell you the working part. It will tell you the material, tell you how to disinfect it, and it'll tell you the warranty and the working part size. That's really important when you're buying it because sometimes it's hard to tell in a photograph. It also will tell you the instructions for use and the precautions and how to sterilize and all of that so they don't get rusted. That's very, very important. Okay, so now that you have a better idea of what the carbide bits are for, I wanted to quick break down the different explanation of those shapes. So the tapered or cone style product bits, some of these are larger bits and they have more tapered or cone style shape. So these are useful because they can help remove product while still allowing a bit of more visibility and control around the curved areas of the nail. And these are mainly for product reduction, not for filing aggressively on the natural nail. Then you have the barrel style product bits. These have a bit more of a barrel shape, and a barrel gives you a broader working area surface. It's my favorite bit. And is often used for reducing product, smoothing the surface, and refining the bulk, and helping with shaping and refinement of the enhancement product. Again, for this product, again, this is for product, not for aggressively filing the natural nail. So fine, medium, and coarser removal bits. You may notice different color bands on these larger bits, and the color bands generally indicate whether the bit is finer, medium, or coarser. In simple terms, a finer bit is usually for more controlled and gentler work, and a coarser bit removes product more quickly, and a beginner should really start with the finer, safer options first, like the yellow or the red. And then the smaller bits, which I'm going to go through next, I'm going to show you there the drill bits, that what we call them diamond drill bits. And so with a diamond drill bits, I'll just scroll through it like this for you. 2 seconds, so you'll be able to see this. Only allow Alexa's camera. Entire screen. Okay, so with the diamond bits, they look like this. And so they have different shapes, like a pointed flame. You have the ball bit, you have the cylinder, you have the rounded, you have the pointed pear, you have the drop, the bit that looks like a droplet. You have the frustrum, sorry. So it's kind of like a tapered barrel. And then you have needle bits as well. So needle bits are kind of really thin, skinny bits. Let's see if I can find one there for you. And that's a rounded one there. So the needle bits, oh, here we go. A needle bit is usually used for the sidewall. So just to see, you can click on that. And what you'll notice with that bit is it's a red bit, and it explains that it's used for correction of extended nails and natural nail correction from the side, crack opening and polishing. So if you get like gel polish in the sidewall, it can also be used for shaping of the free edge of the nail where needed. So it's a multi-use tool and it's a very good bit. And so we also have stop that there now. So in terms of the diamond bits, that's what they look like, and they have the same color code on them as well, like blue, red. And if they have two stripes on them, that generally means that the one closest to the top is what grid it is at the top of the bit, and that it's a little bit coarser towards the barrel of the bit. And what that, or not barrel, but towards, yeah, towards the this middle or the back, the end of the bit. End meaning closest to you when it's inserted. And the reason why that is because around the cuticle and proximal fold area, the nail is very thin. And so sometimes you want to do a bit heavier work on the nail, like the further towards the tip of the nail, but you don't want to be using a bit that's too harsh. You want to kind of do two things at the same time. So that's what that's for. And so cuticle bits or diamond bits are generally for like cuticle prep, non-living tissue work, detail work, refining around the cuticle, and careful work in smaller zones. So these are not heavy product removal bits. I would never really use them for working on like top of the surface of gel polish or nail enhancements. It would just wear them down really fast. There is also with these bits, there usually is like a lifeline. The warranty is 2 years on them. And everyone has like a different, I suppose, opinion of how long they last per client. So some people say that they last, 10 to 12 uses um, or sorry, 10 to 12 uses. And that, after that, then you must throw them out. So it just depends. You'll know by checking them on a piece of cotton wool. And if it's not taking it, it means it's worn out. You'll generally see it as well. If you have it on a microscope, you'll be able to see. And obviously, it'll just get worse and won't do its job. So it's better to just throw it out and get a new one. As you can see, the price for $3.62, I think, per piece, it's not very expensive. So we've kind of gone through the kind of diamond bits, but the shapes. So flame bits are, you recognize them as a flame shape, and it's commonly used for gentle prep work and for around the cuticle, and especially for helping refine non-living tissue. The bit should be used with light pressure, correct angle, good visibility, good hand support. It should not be used to dig into the skin. And the needle or pointed detail bit, this is finer pointed bit, and it is a needle or it is more for detail work in smaller areas. And because it's more precise, it can be less forgiving if you use it badly. So beginners need to be very careful when using this. It is literally like a needle. And ball bit, the round bit is the ball bit, and the ball is often used to help refine or tidy the cuticle area after prep, depending on the technique. So because it's small, it should be used very gently, and this is the refinement bit, so not an aggressive filing bit. And lastly, the narrow cone. The narrow cone is, or tapered prep bit. And just, I'll show you this because it's sometimes people can get it confused because there is two types. So with this bit, it kind of can, you could actually get it confused between the frustum. So the frustum bit, I'm just going to show you there on my screen. So the frustum, that very funny word. So the fruit, if I can say it that way, the frustrum bit looks like this, and it's kind of like a tapered barrel, okay? And this bit, you can see it's for lifting the cuticle, and for processing of the lateral nail fold and removal of the pterygium, which this is very confusing. So the pterygium really is the cuticle, okay? And what we have all been taught for years is that, the cuticle is the skin, the big bump of skin that's around the nail, but that's actually the proximal nail fold. And the part that's dry that we want to exfoliate is called the keratinized proximal nail fold. So in fact, we're really, when it says remove the pterygium, what they mean is removal of the dead cuticle attached to the nail plate. And it is also can be used for shaping of the natural nail. So yeah, so this is what this bit is, but the bit that usually comes in the beginner starter kit at AuraLuxe, and see if I can find that on their website. It's like a fatter version of this guy here. Yeah, so this one. Now, this is a little bit bigger one, but it's a rounded cylinder. I suppose that's the best way to describe it, the rounded cylinder. And they come in like different thicknesses and thicknesses. So this is the one that actually comes in the kit, but in red. So this is generally used for processing of the lateral nail folds, meaning the sidewalls. But its shaped rounded cylinder is basically for things like calluses, corns, nail plate polishing, and leveling of the surface. So for crack processing or a high quality, diamond coating or anything like that. I often use it as a dual tool. So instead of the ball bit and instead of the diamond bit, diamond flame bit. So for me, this is what I like to use it for. I think it's just a nice safe bit. A lot of people will choose it instead of a sanding band as well, because they feel that it's safer. And I suppose that's a matter of opinion. Everyone, I guess, has a different opinion about this. Is the red one. So the red one says, again, polishing of the nail plate before applying artificial material and removal of excess gel or acrylic. Again, not from the entire nail, but from maybe the side wall or around the cuticle or things like that, because it's actually quite small. Okay. So that is it when it comes to the diamond bits in the kit. And then lastly, we have the sanding band. So the sanding band is basically the kind of round paper file abrasive that you put onto the, sorry, I actually have it here. It looks like this. So it's this bit over here. This is the mandrel bit. And then this is the sanding bands. And they come in different colors and grits, just like a nail file. So literally, I can get it open now, not break another nail. So you would take out your mandrel bit like this, and then you would place the mandrel bit onto the bit, and then you use it on your nail. And it can also be used on the surface of nail enhancements. I suppose it's just a faster way of filing the surface, and a lot of people have different opinions of why they think it's better. So it's really, really it's really up to you. And so that's it. So sanding bands are usually used for prep work, surface work, and they are probably a safer place to start. You do have to be careful though, because too much pressure can remove the surface really fast and do a lot of damage. And some people have very moist nails, so you need to be very careful. Should never be pressed aggressively. So kind of just remember things like larger bits on the left, or I should say larger bits like carbide bits, or even if they're smaller but they have flutes, they're mainly for product reduction and refinement. And the smaller diamond bits, or the diamond bits themselves, are mainly for prep or detail work, and the sanding bands are for more controlled surface work depending on the grit and technique. So as a beginner, you don't really need to master every bit in like the world, but you do need to have a main like area that you start. So I always say to people, pick 1 or 2 diamond bits, and then 1 finer product removal bit, and then a sanding band, for, I suppose, where you need it. It's much better to understand a few bits very well than to like try to learn everything. And most important reminder is always remember, prep bits are for prep, product bits are for product. That's carbide. So prep bits are generally diamond bits, product bits are normally like carbide bits. Color bands usually help with the grit, a guide for the grit, but it's not always the thing that matters. And the shape, the material, grit, and all of that together matter most. If you don't understand a bit, don't use it. Okay, so before moving on, make sure you look at your own kit and roughly recognize which bits are prep bits, which ones are diamond and carbide, and what is a ball bit, a flame bit, a sanding band, and use them with caution. Okay, so in the next video, I'll show you how to work safely around the cuticle with an e-file. Thanks for watching.